What's going on, guys? It's Lewis here. Today's date is January 8th, and it is approximately 1:50 in the morning. And I'm gonna go through the charts because one, I took a nap, and so I'm not gonna go sleep. But also, more importantly, the fear and greed index right now is at 10, and in my market analysis, I have different indicators that I use, and depending on which ones hit what levels is when I go into the market or not. And when the fear and greed index goes into the extreme fear territory at 10, actually it's under 15, really anything under 15, that's when I go in, and the lower it becomes, the more heavy I go in. So it's at 10 right now. I've already put a lot into Ethereum. I put a little bit into Link. I put a little bit into Engine Coin. I put a little bit into Luna at $70, and I'm just gonna continue to chart. It's a little difficult right now because a lot of the coins, a lot of the altcoins have continued to go up, which means that they're not in the good buy zones because you don't want to buy them when they're up. You want to buy them when they're down, and they've been going up despite the fact that Bitcoin dropped from 52,000 all the way down to $40,000, and some alts are still going up. It's mind-boggling. It doesn't make sense to me because you would think that if Bitcoin falls, that altcoins would fall too. So I don't know, but that's why we're going to go through the charts right now. We're pick out some levels, some good levels. If they come down there, then you know to go in. If they don't go down there, whatever. You're in the same place that you were in today. That's the way I look at it. So we're gonna do that also. I do have a couple people in the VIP, so like that want some coins. So Adam, QRDO, HTR, Phantom, all those other things. So I'm going to have to go through all those as well, and I'll go through those first, so I could update everyone in the VIP. But let's just go into it. So the first thing that I like to do is I look at the total market cap, and I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna do a little bit of analysis, and I have my trading cheat sheet checklist. So this is actually a checklist that you can print out. You could download it and you could print it out. It's in the course, and honestly, I highly recommend that you get the course. It's at cryptoelite.com. So if you go to cryptoelite.com, you will see this is the website. And it's just like, it shows you what's in it and everything like that. But you just, $4.97 right now, one time, limited time only. I will have a course coming out in 2022, and this year. And it's going to be updated. I'm still updating it. It's taking me forever, but it's going to be updated. And once that course comes out, the price will jump up. It'll actually double to $9.97. But I highly recommend you get the course so that you understand, how to trade. Because in the Discord group, you do get the signals. You get the alerts. Like, here's the signals. Like, so you know when to buy, right? And that's good. And you know when to sell. But the other thing is, like, if you don't know how to read the charts, it's a little bit more difficult. By the way, look at this. This is when Bitcoin was up here, and I said it was going to come down there, and boom, came. It obviously it came down to this level. If you press the play button, came down, and it started to bounce. So not bad. But back to my point, I do have basically, I do tell you right here how to read the charts if you're in the VIP. Pretty much what this means. You could pause this and look at it, but it's easier, and you'll most likely make more money if you understand how to read the charts yourself and not just depend on someone else like myself to tell you when to buy and sell. And that's what the course is for. So now that I plugged that, I'm going to get back to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this cheat sheet. And I'm going to apply the different steps within this to the different charts, and then I will unpause. So I'm going to pause it, do this, and then unpause it, and then sort of explain it. So let me do that right now, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, guys. So pretty much starting off on the total market cap, it's like what I did was, if you go to the weekly, right, you could take the Fibonacci from the bottom, and I take it from this bottom. It's in the middle. Obviously, if you go to the daily, you can see that it was this local bottom right here, which also lines up with this and these two. So it has the most touches. So I put my, Fibonacci right here, and then I put the top of it at this top right here, which also lines up on the weekly, almost at the weekly top, but at a pretty good level. It ends up at this top, which is fine. And so I would like to see the crypto total market cap come down to the 61.8, which is around $1.86 trillion, right? Or 1.85 trillion. And that's where I would really want to get in, because there's lots of support back here in this area. So that's a lot of confluence for having a bounce. So we still have maybe 5-6% of the total market cap to come down. So that's like that is billions and billions of dollars, which could flush the market. However, this gigantic drop, this was a pretty big drop this week already, and we only have one more day. So it's like, are we going to get another gigantic drop after these two huge drops? And is the drop really going to just come down here and then pop up? It's too difficult to say. Right now, with a given, like what I said before, with the fear and greed index at 10, and the fact that we had these huge drops already, I do see the price, the total market cap coming up. So I do see coins moving up over the next couple of days, because that just seems like it makes the most sense to me. We have the RSI and the Stoke RSI. I recognize that I was actually pronouncing that wrong, but the Stoke RSI, everything is in the oversold territory, right? And not only that, but the MACD is in the oversold territory, and it may be about to tick up. It hasn't ticked up yet, but we'll see. It does look like there may be some type of a bullish divergence, because you could see it was very low while the price was high, while the total market cap was high, and then the MACD was higher while the total market cap was lower, and the MACD is again higher. However, the total market cap is lower. So this is a pretty bullish, to be honest, indicator of saying that the overall momentum of the market is shifting. The underlying momentum of the market is shifting upwards and more. It's a good indicator. This one we don't really need, but let's see. Oversold, all this, So I got to buy some now. Like I mentioned, and I've mentioned it on my Twitter. I've mentioned it in the VIP. I mentioned everywhere that I'm buying now. So I bought a bunch of Ethereum. I bought some Link. I'm averaging into Link. Bought a few other coins, and we're gonna go over them in a second. Second thing that we got to do, though, is we got to go over the total market cap to everything except for Bitcoin, so all the altcoin market cap. And I honestly don't like the fact that it fell below this big line here, but if it could jump back up, I do think it could jump back up to here. That's what I'm hoping. And then just like the total market cap to fall to the 61.8, I want this to fall to the 61.8. So you could see on the weekly, if we go here, and let me just make sure that this is the whole chart right here. Taking the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, just like the other one, just like the total market cap, $1 trillion. That's really where I would feel comfortable, like super comfortable going all in, or pretty much going super, super heavy. I am in right now. I will say this. I am in heavy right now. But I do have a little bit of capital. I still have some stables that I'm keeping. I'm not 100% in, but I am in pretty heavy. I bought a lot of ETH and a lot of crypto today. And so I'm hesitant. I don't feel like it's the bottom. Like when the total market cap reached this level down here back in September after that big sell-off, wait, it wasn't even here, actually. It was in July, right here. Yeah. It was right over here. This is when I felt really comfortable going in heavy, right? And it turned out to be really good. And that was because that was the 61.8 of this move up. And so now with that same logic, 61.8 of this move up, I would feel I would feel better going in right here. But we haven't reached that yet. So I'm in right now, but I'm not like totally in. And if we go to the total market cap of Bitcoin, just Bitcoin alone, you could see that if we take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, it came down to 61.8 perfectly and then jumped back up, which is awesome. But then it came back down and now it actually crashed below it. So Bitcoin, honestly, I wouldn't really be buying too much Bitcoin. To me, this just shows personally that the market cap of Bitcoin is falling and Bitcoin is falling, and I wouldn't really want too much Bitcoin. And this actually goes into a little bit of the fact that there has been some decoupling of Bitcoin and alts, because there have been plenty of alts that have continued to go up. Just look at FTM. Bitcoin has been falling since from basically all of December. Bitcoin is falling. Meanwhile, FTM went on a freaking tear. And you could actually just look at the Bitcoin chart against FTM against Bitcoin. Look at that. If you would have went to FTM, you'd be up significantly against Bitcoin. Link up significantly against Bitcoin. Atom. Let's see what Atom's like. Atom. Insane. Up significantly up against Bitcoin. I guess we don't need this anymore, so I will get rid of that. But yeah, and so a lot of these coins, there's just a bunch of coins that are not caring what Bitcoin is doing. So it's just honestly sort of stupid to be holding Bitcoin when all of these other coins are going up so significantly against it. And so the main objective is to find coins that have bottomed out against Bitcoin and try to buy them. And if there is a narrative around it, even better. With saying that, though, this is where the problem comes in. The problem comes in with the dominance levels. Bitcoin dominance is near the absolute lows. It's near the lows where we saw the crashes happen. When it has reached this level 2-3 times already, there's been crashes. If you look at the altcoin dominance levels, it's the inverse of that chart. We reached here in May and we had that huge crash in May. Then we reached here in September. We had the huge crash in September. This is a bullish. I will say this. Okay, let me show you. So where's the brush? Here it is. When you get a really big run up and then the price or whatever falls to the 38.2, you can see 38.2 is right there, and it stays above the 38.2, as long as it stays above this right here, that's actually really bullish. So this is bullish. However, it's if this was to continue to move up and altcoins would continue to get the brunt of the capital allocated towards them, and the altcoin dominance moves up, then that would indicate some sort of like super cycle, or it would indicate just Bitcoin dominance just tanking, just absolutely tanking. And like, we've never seen Bitcoin dominance just like tank so much to the point where altcoins go absolutely berserk and then a huge crash didn't follow. So this chart right here is making me think that we need more downside, like we need to have a flush out in alts. But looking at the alts, like they're still, well, maybe not Sol, but actually this is great. This would be perfect. 3, 4, 5. Maybe I could actually get my bids filled for Sol at 115 now. That would be awesome. Maybe not Sol, but there's definitely been like all of these coins are still so much higher. And it's like, dang, I sort of think that a lot of them may fall. So here's the other deal. Here's the other issue. If the dominance levels are like that, the percentage-wise are like that, and some of these coins are going up against Bitcoin, that means that if there is a fall, that in order for the Bitcoin dominance to rise up, everything will fall, except Bitcoin will fall less than the majority of alts. So it's like this. Do you want to take the risk of going into alts? Do you want to take the risk of going into alts now, knowing that the altcoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance levels are where they are and what has happened every time that that has happened? I would argue, you sort of should take the risk, but don't go in with everything you got. Use proper risk management and sort of expect to lose a lot. To be honest, I would say expect to lose some, and probably the best decision would be to go into things that are outperforming, that are already outperforming, like Atom, for instance. Atom, this is a bullish chart. So let's say that Atom, I really wanted to get Atom at this line. It never came back down to this line. I'm so disappointed. But right now, Atom is obviously at a huge resistance. This is so plainly obvious right here that this is a gigantic resistance. So I would absolutely not be, I would be selling. I would absolutely not be buying Atom at these levels. I would be selling Atom at these levels. However, let's say that Atom comes back down and it comes back down to 7659. That's a buy. That's a buy because this has been crazy bullish, right? Same thing for Link. Link, though, I actually might want to buy at these levels. In fact, I am buying. I bought a little bit, and I'll be buying more if it drops. But I have a little bit. In. Yeah, Atom though. In fact, I need to share. I don't know why Atom is so popping off right now. And also, what is 8cap? What is Bing X? What is this crap? Okay, so now I want to go into the actual charts of the coins. And so let's look at Bitcoin. I posted this on December 30th, right? And this was the game plan. Firstly, I posted something on December 20th saying buy, and then to get all out at 52,000, which was the freaking top. $52,085 was the absolute top. So perfectly timed that. And then I said, get back in here and then sell at, get back in at 46,000, sell at 48,000. And then I'll probably, come back down here to this level and, which is right below this wick because a lot of people have their stops right below this wick. So get in, right here, which is, $40,900, $40,773, right? And if you look at that, boom, it popped back up, it sold everything at 48,000, came back down to right exactly where this was, and now started to wick up. So I posted that. So yeah, right now is a fine time to have Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's going up, maybe altcoins that are outperforming Bitcoin will continue to go up, right? So that's what I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at other alts as well. So right now is a good time to go up. But this is what you have to really look at when it comes to Bitcoin right now. You have to look at a lot. You have to look at the fact that high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, not really high, but like lower highs across the board, and lower lows, obviously, across the board. This is clearly a bear market, or this is clearly a downtrend. The EMA, you could see this right here. Let me change these colors. Okay, the 12 and 24. So the exponential moving average, the 12 is closer, is below the 24. It's all bearish. This is all super bearish. So the thing is, when we are in a bull trend, when the market is going up, you want to buy the dips and you want to hold on to it and you want to sell just basically at key levels like key Fibonacci, key resistance, stuff like that, right? And you want to be aggressive with your buys, and you want to have your sells and take profits be really, really high, basically. And it's okay to have your stops, do whatever you want with stops, or whatever you want to do. In a downtrend, though, you want to limit your buys, be careful with your buys until it gets to a very key level, something like this, like a very, very key level, right? And so you want to limit your buys, and you want to be conservative with your take profits. You don't want to just hodl, right? Because if you hodl, what if it comes back up here? This level at 46,000, this was a huge support, and now it's a huge resistance. So we might get a pump up to this huge resistance right here, and then crash back down, and that will continue the trend. The trend is your friend. Remember this. So the trend is your friend until we get to a huge, huge, huge level, and then you just got to go balls to the walls and pray. And that's if you want, like, that's how you make the most money, in my opinion. So I'm still being conservative with my take profit targets right now, even though, like I mentioned, some alts are just going absolutely nuts. So that's what I'm doing for Bitcoin. Is like, I have my Bitcoin, but I'm buying it and I'm trading it. The Bitcoin that I'm selling is that I'm buying and I'm selling it at 46K, right? And then if it pumps up above 46K, it could come back down and retest it. Or if it closes, even if it closes above 46K, that's going to be super bullish because there's so much sell pressure right here. So much sell pressure. I don't even know if it'll even get up there, but I think it might get at least to 45.5. But I'm really thinking it's going to come back down, retest these lows, not these lows, not 29,000, not 30,000. I think all of that will be front ran. And 32K. That's what I'm going to get in. If it falls down to 32K, then I'm going to be all in, because let's look at the weekly. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense because everyone will want to buy right here. The only other thing that makes sense is if it falls right below these 3 wicks to, say, like 28,000 or something. But I just don't see that happening. I'm still bullish. I'm still mega bullish on Bitcoin and crypto, and I believe there's a lot more upside potential. I believe, honestly, I think 2022 we're gonna see $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm pretty set on that. I don't see a huge bear market for Bitcoin, like a multi-year bear market for 2022 and 2023. I don't know. That's just me. Even on the monthly, the MACD is looking fine, and the RSI is coming into the oversold territory. So we'll see what happens. But I'm in right now, and I'm gonna have to, I'm conservative price targets. That's the point. Get in, but have conservative price targets until we get to like a really, really key level, right? For Bitcoin and for all of them, for all of them. That's how I plan on playing all of them, because I really don't want to lose the money, a lot more money, Luckily, my trading account is doing fine. My HODL account has obviously been devastated, like all the HODL accounts. But in the long run, long-term investing is usually really, really good. So I'm fine with that. So let's go on to Ethereum now. So we have a 16% drawdown right now from Ethereum this week. The week's about to end. This is actually really bullish. This is actually sort of bullish. But yeah, you could see huge increasing volume for the selling pressure, and then it did this top off. Who knows? But the RSI is mad oversold. The stock RSI is oversold. Everything's sort of oversold. The MACD is looking really bad. Like, oh man, overall it's it's the same thing. Lower highs, lower lows is bearish. Lower highs, lower lows is a bearish trend. So unless Ethereum reaches, I believe it's 2,900, that is my like really good price that I really like. Fibonacci bottom to the top is 2,900. Maybe it's 2,800. anywhere around there. So just over 2,900, 2,950. That would be really good. And that would sort of, like, this would be my major zone. I already bought a ton right here. But like I said, I still have some cash on sidelines that I'm probably going to, like, be cautious. I just need to be cautious, because there might be one more flush out after a couple days of green, the next couple days for Ethereum. But let's look at the let's look at the ETH BTC chart. ETH BTC chart. Wow, look at this. Wait. Did I hold on a second? I need to check if I drew this earlier or what, because this is literally perfect. Okay, so I went onto the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart, right? And you could see we're at this major resistance right here. However, we tapped it back here originally, fell, and then we tapped it again and we fell, and now we busted above it. So ultimately, this level, like right around here, is a very good weekly support. So I do sort of like this. Because I believe we have a lot of time to go, a lot of room to go for the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. Only issue that I have, though, let's go down to the daily. Okay, and let's actually bring this up, bring all the indicators up. Once again, if you take this fib, you know what? Maybe this is the case. I think I might have drawn the fib wrong. No. Nah, that was... That looks correct to me. 38%. 38 would be right there, but that's too high. So... yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense unless it was taken from here. So I'm trying to find the best. I'm trying to find it so that it lines up right here. Like, that's what I do. When you use the Fibonacci, you have to find the best area of where it lines up on the downward swing on either the 23.6 or 38.2. And this one lines up with the 38.2 where we are right now. So it's possible that this should be the Fibonacci that I should use. However, it's not perfect, and I usually like it to be pretty ideal. What if we use the weekly chart? Let me do this. Ooh, that works. That does work somewhat. This works as well. So yeah, looking at the weekly chart, if we take it from this spot, this seems to be like the most significant bottom right here, and then we could just take it from the actual closing of the top. Boom, boom. The 23.6, it basically bounced off the 23.6 twice, fell, and this does mean that there's some room, only 3% down to go before it reaches the 30.2, which would be the first entry. And then the second entry would be the 61.8 right here. This does line up with this, but there's not too much confluence other than this and this and this and this. So I guess 3, 4. I guess there is some confluence here. So definitely I'd want to switch. I'd want to convert some Ethereum to some Bitcoin to Ethereum if it reaches down here. So I'll probably put some orders in for that for my conversion, and then I would just really hope that down the line, or that it continues to move up the same way how it did previously back in 2017 and 2018. And looking at this, what would be the best price to sell? Hard to say if it's this one or if it's this one. So I'll have to do more analysis on that. But yeah, I wouldn't be converting my Bitcoin into Ethereum just yet, even though I did buy a lot of Ethereum. Wow. Okay. I just saw something that I wanted to point out as well. Okay. So there's a little trick, which is basically you buy at the 61.8 and you sell at 38.2, or you do the opposite. If the coin is going up, then you sell at the 61.8 and you buy at 38.2. And is just look at how crazy this is. I took the Fibonacci from up here, from the top to the bottom, and then that's how I was able to sell my Ethereum, literally like literally the exact top, and I converted it back into Bitcoin. And also how I knew to sell. This is actually probably the biggest reason why I sold so much in May and wanted to invest into a property in Miami literally on May 10th, because right before the crash, is because I took the Fibonacci from the top to the bottom and 61.8 for Ethereum, and Ethereum is basically the epicenter of alts. Like whatever Ethereum does, alts tend to do, or at least they used to tend to do. And so it came up to 61.8, and that's why I want to get out. So boom, it did that. And what do you know? It bounced from right here. Look at what that is. That's a 38.2. So sell here, buy here. So same thing. If you take the Fibonacci from the top, from the bottom to the top, normally you want to buy here and sell here. This one was a little funky at the 50%, but normally if you take the Fibonacci, you want to buy the 61.8, sell at the 38.2, or like in this scenario, the opposite. So that's just a little bit of alpha for you, and one strategy of how I actually trade. One thing I'm not liking though is like, look at this volume. Like, what's up with that? Like, volume is getting pretty damn low. Like, let's check maybe ETH USD. You know, ETH against USD, like you have to buy a candle that an 18% drop candle. You know, you can't not buy an 18% drop candle. It's too good. But like the volume, I guess the volume for USD isn't too bad. So it is what it is. But that is, that's Ethereum against Bitcoin. I have Ethereum, but I'm not gonna convert my Bitcoin to Ethereum. So I have I have a couple accounts. One of my trading accounts is USDT based, denominated in USDT. Another account is just a bunch of Bitcoin, and then I trade it in and out of Bitcoin, and I accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Don't care about anything else. So for that account, I'm holding off. For the USDT account, I'm starting to buy. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the DeFi perp, and wow, look at this. Fibonacci, bottom, top. Where do you want to get in? 61.8. Boom, 61.8. Get in. Where do you want to get out? 38.2. Boom, 38.2. Get out. Now it came back down, so it's still at the support, which is really good. However, if it crashes all the way back down, I'm pretty sure that if it crashes all the way back down, usually that's not a good sign. And then I'd probably buy it again. Yeah, I would buy it again, but I'd probably sell it at 50% and then just like wait and see what's up. So because it's sort of weak when it does this, and then it comes back down. We do have that really nice oversold RSI and Stoke RSI and everything. The MACD looks nice. So it is a good time to buy DeFi stuff. I'm just not like crazy confident, but obviously you have to use TA. So this is something that I wish that I did. Basically, I thought that Bitcoin was going to fall. Well, Bitcoin did fall, so I knew Bitcoin was going to fall, so it fell. So I de-risked my altcoins. However, I should have just stuck with the TA, and then just like used less of a position size, like a lower amount, because I did put a lot in at the end. What I did was I withdrew I took my profits basically for like Link and Atom and these coins that ended up going crazy, even though Bitcoin dropped. So if I would have just stuck with my TA, like cold-hearted, like unemotional, like this wasn't really an emotional decision. It was a logical decision. But if I would have stuck with my TA, or maybe just like reduced my position size instead of going all out, it would have been a lot better. Or I went 90% out. It would have been a lot better. So I'm going to really just like stick with the TA, stick with this. And also, if you're watching this, thank you very much. If you're part of my, not even the VIP, but just like any of my Discord, I will be dropping a risk management PDF for you. And I will drop that on Twitter eventually as well. But like, that's going to be really good. And then I'm also going to be showing you for the VIP members, basically how I exactly put on my trades, like exactly the position sizing calculator and everything like that. So that'll be really cool down the future. And anyway, that's just more like technical saying like, if you know what you're doing and you're trading and you have a good trading system, stick with the system and just like don't go all in or all out. You know, you might lose. Maybe the coins that I bought, maybe Link and Atom and the other coins that I bought, maybe they would have crashed when Bitcoin crashed. You know, like a lot of these other coins crashed, right? But like if they crashed, I put on the trade and I used proper risk management anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. I would have lost like a little bit of my portfolio. It's like it's not that big a deal. So it just like I'm gonna be really, really, really sticking with the trades and using exact numbers for risk management and stuff like that in 2022. That's my big goal, and also be super transparent with all of the members and just say like, boom, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm getting in, this is what I'm getting out. Oh, no, I do that already, but more in the terms of risk management, really showing you how I do it and following it like to a T. That's my goal. And moving on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over Quant, and I'm gonna go over the coins that were listed in the VIP. So Quant, as you know already, I bought a crazy amount at 147. You know, this was all over TikTok, it was all over Twitter, it was all over YouTube. It was like Quant. I said buy Quant at 147, buy Quant at 147. So I hope you bought it at 147. That was really good. And I had this literally. I think it was here. I think this was my 30% sell. I bought it here, and I had a sell order here. It just missed it, right? It just missed it. So now I brought my sell order down to around, well, I guess I'll just do this and boom, to 204 and 224. Oh, wait a minute. 224. Why did I not sell it? Maybe I put my sell order in at 224 after this wick happened, and then that's that. But now I am, as you saw, gonna sell 30%. I'm gonna sell 30% of my position, of my quant position at 204 at 204, just in case. I don't know what's gonna happen. Quant has a mind of its own, so obviously I'm keeping 70% of what I bought here. But I would love to be able to just like sell it and then maybe like buy it back here, or maybe buy it back here. It's difficult to know like exactly what's gonna happen with Quant. This is a really good buy zone. So honestly, I'm thinking I should lower the. I'm gonna lower this. I'm gonna lower this from 30%, just 5%, just 25%. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna hold on to my quant, and that's gonna be it. Okay, now this is what I'm doing. I figured it out. So I bought down here. I'm gonna sell what I bought down here up here, and then I'm gonna rebuy what I sold up here, right here at 179. So that's gonna be my game, and then I'm just gonna hold it. I hold quant. I don't sell quant. I love quant. I think quant is the future. And it's a top. I really do believe Quant is a top 10 coin. It's so good. It's interoperability between all the different ecosystems. Like it allows for homogeneous blockchains to communicate with each other, and that doesn't happen, So let's just move on from Quant and start going through some other coins now. Well, firstly, let me just do this real quick. Quant against Bitcoin. Quant is really outperforming Bitcoin. Loving to see it. Absolutely loving to see it. If Quant comes back down to this level, Okay, so Quant is actually Quant. Yeah, I need to buy some quant right now in my Bitcoin. I'm going to average into quant right now in my Bitcoin portfolio, that is. Okay, so looking at Phantom, I'm not sure if I just went over this because I took a break for a little bit, but I just came back. But yeah, looking at Phantom, you can see resistance is right here. This is a big resistance. So this is the resistance. And if you take a look at like the major support, obviously this is the major support. So this is the support. This is the resistance on the big time frame. And obviously it's closer to the resistance, like way, way, way closer. It's in the top, what, 20%? So I wouldn't want to be buying Phantom up here at all. However, maybe I would buy a little bit at the 38.2 and then a little bit more at the 61.8 if it happens to come down there. That's possible. Also, it looks like this might be a 5-wave structure. If you take the 5 waves up, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then I take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top of that, and I usually get in at the 61.8. That's a very, very, very good buy zone. So I would definitely, I would definitely have this as a buy, as a trade. Yeah, I would. In fact, I'll probably put this on a trade, to be honest. I'll just do it. Okay, and then the next one that I was asked about in the group was Hathor, or HTR. And just looking at this is actually, let's go to the weekly first. And just looking at the weekly, like, where would you want to buy it? Well, the first thing that you should always do is plot out the support and resistance levels. So this is the major support down here. This is the major resistance right here. But do you really want to wait all the way till it comes down there? Probably not. I would say, honestly, looking at it, this right here, this level seems really good to me, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks right here where this was support, plus it has the resistance right here, some resistance, some support, some resistance, some support, some support. This is a very key level right here. So I would do this, and this would be where my entry would be. And this actually does look sort of like a 5-wave structure. Like it might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So possibly taking the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top. Honestly, ultimately 1.06 would be the best, but I would be fine front running it and just getting in at the 1.2. I think that's totally okay. And then going down to the daily, maybe it won't come down to the 1.04 because everyone would sees this, and would obviously have their bids there. So maybe we get front ran. And also there's the EMAs. So the exponential moving averages are lining up to come up right here. So that's just another confluence of why I would want to get into HTR at 1.2. And then I would get out right here because, well, this is obviously a clear resistance, and I would just take some profit, take most of my profit here, probably leave 10% as a moon bag. But yeah, that's going to be the game plan. And then the last one that I had on the list for recommendations or requests from the VIP was QREDO, QRDO. And this right here, pretty obvious, almost the same thing. Just looking at the major support right here, major support right there, major resistance right there, this top right here. Was super annoyed because I bought it, I did buy it. Here, I actually bought it here, then bought it here and here. I just bought it here, and I was gonna sell it here, but of course it did not come up there. And I was front running this. I even front ran this, quite, 5%. That's sort of a lot. So, you know what? Sometimes you hold it all the way back down. I could sell it now for a little bit of a profit, but I'm just gonna wait. And then if it comes back down here again, I'm gonna buy some more, and I'm gonna keep my technical analysis the way it was, and just sell some right here with the aim of buying it back, because I do believe this is a long-term hold, and I will keep it all the way up until $19.27. This is in my long-term investment portfolio, so I'm totally okay with grabbing more if it comes back down to the major support level right here. Okay, and so I guess I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm gonna start with ADA. ADA 1.01, 1.2, 1.02 has been my buy order for ADA for a really long time. So sticking with that. It's obviously been in this crazy downturn. So we'll see if this could get, I'm pretty sure this will get hit. And as terms of ADA against Bitcoin, this is where I'm going to buy my moon bag, is like somewhere over there. And then of course we have Link, which has been going absolutely berserk. So I really, I bought some here, but this one's a difficult one. I am buying right now, but I am buying just a small amount, like small amount here, and I'll buy a small amount here, I'll buy a small amount here, and I'll just continually add in. I'll just average into Link because Link is what I think. I do think Link is a long-term hold. It's an investment for me, and I like it. It's just totally embedded with so many different cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to be averaging into Link on the way down, and hopefully it could come down to this entry, and I will buy a lot of it. And that's Link. Also, I have a list of coins right here: Jewel, Near, Atom, SCRT, Matic, and Luna. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins right here were in two very prominent people's thesis for 2022. So I definitely want to keep an eye out on all of these. And then also there's all of these coins down here as well, which I'll be looking at. Also, Butterfly is one that I just recently saw that I want to get into. I have a lot of UFO. I will be doubling down on my UFO position if it comes down to a certain level. I do have CVX. I do have CRV. I have AKT, FXS. We bought that a long time ago, and it has pumped up dramatically. I freaking sold mine too early, unfortunately. But yeah, so there's a lot of coins. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll go over just a couple of those coins right now. I already said what I was doing for Link, so let's look at Near. Let's look at Near Protocol, and I'll look at Near Protocol, and I will compare it. The USD value. This is the USD value of Near. So what I will do is I will do a little bit of an analysis on it real quick. Give me 1 second. Or actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do it with you right here so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, the first thing that I want to do immediately is take this line tool. It's called the horizontal line tool, and look for the big levels of support and resistance. So this is huge. This is obviously, look at how big this level is. If Near ever comes back down here, I will definitely be buying Near if it comes back down here. This is an absolute buy. But, will it come back down there? That's the question. Is there another really good level? Well, yeah, this level right here. Look at this. Lots of resistance right here, some resistance right here. So there is a lot of confluence right here, 2, 3, 4, and maybe it could come back down here. We'll see. This is on the weekly. So I start out on the weekly, and also I do want to have this plotted out just in case it comes down. Let's say it goes sideways and then starts coming down, and then it's right around this level. Then there'll be both the horizontal and the diagonal, and I'll know to go in very heavy right here. Same thing, yeah, and that's pretty much it for the diagonal, because obviously if it comes down here, it'll have to cross below the diagonal. But I love using the horizontal and then the diagonal, and seeing if it comes at a conjunction point right here, then that's a great place to go long, because that it's going to do, or you have a high probability of it doing very well. So I look at that. That's on the weekly. Then I go down to the daily, and yeah, things do look like they're turning down. The RSI still needs to come down. So there is some room for it to come down, and I wanna play this, because look, since literally July of 2021, it has been in up only mode, right? So for the past 7 months, it's been in up only mode, or 6.5 months. 6 months in a week. So I want to play these coins that have this really good strength to it, So I could take the Fibonacci from this bottom and try this out, or I could take it from this bottom right here and just test it. So I need to test what the Fibonacci lines up with, and see if it really lines up with anything. And let me just do this really quickly. Yeah, so I am actually taking it from this low, not from this low, but from this low. And this would make me want to get in right here. 61.8 is at $11.75. And it has all of this, confluence right here, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. So I would have a bid in on at near $11.09. That would be my buy order for near. And then I don't know if I'd really want to go in like incredibly heavy, but I would definitely go in with an amount that I felt comfortable with holding. And then if it happened to come down more, I would probably double up and lower my average buy-in price. Now, switching over to the near Bitcoin chart, you could see that it is at the high right now. So I'm definitely expecting a really big drop because, I mean, just look at it. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, this isn't really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be the 5 waves up. So what I'll do is I'll take the Fibonacci from the bottom to this top, and yeah, if it happens to, I like this level right here. Yeah, if it happens to drop down to this level, I would definitely be inclined to pick up some near right here. So I'll say entry, and this would be a good buying opportunity for near for sure. All right, now I am on Matic, and Matic had this, wow, perfect run up. What do you know? That's pretty cool. Perfect run up to above the major resistance, to right where the major resistance was, and it closed up here, but then ultimately this was just a swing failure pattern and it fell back down. So I would want to get into Matic on this diag support level, and especially also on this horizontal support level, which is not too far away. It's literally just 6% away. So that wouldn't be a bad time to get back into Matic right around here. Ultimately, though, looks like getting in on the exponential moving average would be the way to go. So I would probably put 1.6. I'd probably have 1.68 as my entry, and hope to get a wick down there. That would be really nice. And the last one that I'm gonna do is Luna. So I actually bought some Luna at $70, so I am in it, but I'll probably average down if I need to. Or what I'm thinking is, you take the Fibonacci from bottom to top. 61.8 is at $61.78. So getting in at $62, say $62, and then getting out right around here. I would definitely want to take this trade. So if this happens to, happen, then I will take this trade. I'll go down to the 4-hour to make it a little bit easier to understand, and push this right here. And then I will try to put this on, and this will give, 22%. It's a 1.72 R. It's not that bad. And I would probably have my stop. Yeah, like this does seem like a pretty good place to have my stop. I always use a stop loss timeout, and just in case there's like, a wick all the way down here and then a pop up, and then I would have to like get out of my trade earlier. But yeah, this is a trade that I would want to put up for Luna. When it comes to just investing, you could just dollar cost average into Luna. That's fine all the way down. And then if it happens to, come down to $40, then obviously that would be the biggest buy zone that you could, and the best place where you could buy it. The ideal buy zone is at 40 for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much a lot of coins right now. So I'm going to end this here, and then I will actually make another video. I have a video I want to go over like my current portfolio for January, and I want to start doing going over my current portfolio like every single month, and keeping track of it in terms of YouTube videos, and share with you the profits and losses and everything like that. And so I'm going to start working on that video and a couple more things now. But yeah, this one hopefully this gave you a lot of information and some good alpha in here. So I'll talk to y'all later. Be sure to thumbs this video up if you haven't already. Follow me on Discord. Join the Discord. If you want to learn to trade like this, then get the course. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at CryptoElite and Louis Raskin. And I will talk to y'all later. Don't lose all your money in case this is a bear market, but I'm pretty sure that we will have a pretty decent 2022, especially considering that like Nancy Pelosi just bought a whole bunch of stocks and she does like insider trading. So you didn't hear from me, but anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Bye.